When it comes to making videos, of course, you're going to need a camera to film with. Yes, of course, you can use your iPhone, but I want to suggest not using your iPhone, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some cameras that I would recommend. So stick around until the end to make sure you know exactly what to choose when it comes to getting a camera to make your YouTube videos. There are so many choices when it comes to cameras nowadays. There is an abundance of choice, and it's really hard to decide what you need. You'll hear people say that you need the latest and greatest camera to make your videos for YouTube. But here's the secret. You actually don't need the latest and greatest because most cameras made within the last 5 years or so are actually fantastic video cameras. It's really just about what your budget is and how much you want to actually spend in terms of the time it's going to take to learn how to use the cameras and make the videos look good, because cameras that are really good at making videos are actually not ones that you can sort of just turn on and start recording with. It's not like using your iPhone. You do have to learn a little bit, so there is a little bit of a learning curve to them. But if you're willing to take the time to learn how to use a camera properly, holy smokes, the results are way better than using your iPhone. The reason is because the sensor in a camera is a lot bigger than it is in your phone. Your phone can only gather light from a tiny, tiny little sensor, whereas a regular camera has a much larger sensor, so it can gather more light, which means the picture quality is usually going to be better. It's going to be less grainy, it's going to be more clear, and a lot sharper as well. That, of course, also depends on lenses, which is the next thing to think about when it comes to buying a camera. If you really want to step up your video quality game, you'll need to buy a camera that has interchangeable lenses. So let's get right into the type of cameras. The first type of camera that I recommend is one of these Sony ones, which already has a built-in lens, and it's a great camera just to kind of get started with creating videos for your YouTube channel. The reason why I recommend this particular model is because it has a microphone jack. It's small, it has a flip-out screen, and it's pretty easy to use, plus it's also relatively affordable. Another model of camera is called the Canon M50. This particular camera came out quite a few years ago, but it is still a fantastic camera. You can probably find one used for a lot less than something brand new. You'll just need to think again about the lenses you'll need in order to make these cameras work. The next camera I'd recommend is the Sony a6400. This is kind of an entry-level, almost kind of getting into more semi-pro level type of camera. It has the same type of sensor as the Canon camera, but you can get really specialized lenses for this one that'll really help your videos to stand out and to really pop. You can get them for the Canon as well, but I think that if you're going to look at spending that type of money, try and step up to the Sony. That'll give you a little bit more options in terms of the video quality, and the lens selection is actually quite vast, and there's a lot of choice in terms of the used market as well. The next type of cameras are going to be what they call full frame cameras. Now, this just means the sensor size is larger. It means that you get more of a blurry background if you use certain type of lenses, and also it's better in low light situations. But for YouTube videos, they're really not super necessary, and they are quite a lot more expensive, and the lenses are also bigger as well. So take that into consideration before you actually dive in and purchase one of these cameras. I know a lot of YouTubers will say, you know, it's full frame or nothing, or you have to get full frame because it's the best or whatever. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that you're able to use it and you can afford it, and it'll help you to make videos on a consistent basis. So here are some models that I recommend if you are going to go into that sort of full frame category. Now that you know what type of cameras you could be looking for and the cameras that I recommend, have a look at some of these other videos here to learn exactly what type of videos you should be making.